Hello there, turn report here. This is turn 28, and we found some magic sites. That's great. Yeah, there's a wall, which is well, we'll see in a second, but this is an entire fort. We had some kind of gate, which I think is an astral. Grove is a nature gem, so that's alright. We spied a battle. TNG versus Veritas, and this is just 1 PD cleaning up. Then we have TNN attacking Yomi, which is just 1 PD again. Somehow the Hawk dies. Not sure, whatever. I guess they are squishy. Other than that, we had an unexpected event, being 500 gold, which is very useful. Curse of Afflictions, I suppose. And that's about it. So this turn, well, first off, we got this fort in Deadlands, which I'm fairly certain has a death site. So that's not that useful, but I mean, sure. Whatever, I guess. We'll still be building a fort on this province, even though it's surrounded by other forts, since it's a throne. So it's just kind of forced to do that, which alright. You can see our classes trapezing, and that the target of that is the throne up here. So I think this will be pretty easy. I'm a little bit worried that... No, actually not. That's the one down here. Okay. Well, I guess I'll see if the mannequins somehow hit us. So it's a good little test, I think. Looks like there's a lot of them. So yeah. But I'm not that worried, because yeah. I mean, you've seen our classes. It's kind of bungers. Other than that, not much happening. Site searching, getting some Wind Riders in position. I've been talking to TNN, who says that they are not actually losing any fights to Yomi. They've just been raided a bunch. Which, sure, does look like he's stabilizing a bit. Yeah, but now all of a sudden he looks like a fairly interesting target for us. Especially since Yomi is at war with Ermor, and we have a nap with Vanheim, and I'm currently in talks with Russ about all sort of stuff, but I'm kind of waiting on getting back from him whether or not he will agree to a nap that he proposed himself, I guess. So, well, whatever. Also tried to contact Tinchi. No response, which is a bit ominous, but we don't really have the greatest border, so I'm not too worried. And he's also in a war with Ermor. So all of our neighbors are still no one's really posed to attack us. So yeah, things are looking great. Just taking some thrones. Classes will probably take a lake or two after that throne. Site searching, getting construction, and after that I think we will go for Mother Oak. Mostly just because nothing's really happening, and we will get a bunch of research hopefully from Lightless Lanterns in a bit. We don't have that much fire gem, but we do have a few hammers. So yeah, we'll see. We're up to 5 nature gems, so by the time that we get to Alteration 5, we'll probably have the gems required. I'm a bit surprised that neither Maverni nor TNN, well, TNN's been kind of struggling, I think, that neither or anyone else, I guess it's mostly those two, have cast a Mother Oak. I think Maverni is fighting over here, yeah, see this province, so he's probably also fighting Ermor. which I suspect means he is making boss. I don't think you fight anyone with it, Maverni, without already having made boss. So I'm guessing he's just dumping all his gems on that, which would leave us to get Mother Oak. So I'll just try to do that. Other stuff that I want to cast is stuff that our guard can do. So we have some F-Blood Deep Well, Riches from Beneath, Eternal Pyre, sort of stuff that is plausible. Yeah, that seems about what's relevant for now. I don't think there's much more going on, honestly. Yeah, so I mean, attacking TNN is kind of interesting because we have this like oblong, strange size of provinces, which we kind of want to rectify in somewhat. We can't really go further in either direction. If I took on Maverni, I would pretty much have everyone in the game as a neighbor, which is really bad. So then you just leave yourself open for all sides of bad stuff, all kinds of bad stuff. Yeah. So Tien is kind of a natural target for us if he's actually this size, or maybe even a bit bigger. Then should be fairly easy to get to war. And with a nap with Vanheim, I don't really want to war him because I would have to cancel the nap, and then in those 3 turns he's gonna have elves everywhere in our alliance, and then we will be counter-raided, which I don't really have a nice way of dealing with. So I'd rather just avoid that. And as for Yomi, well, we don't really have a good way of dealing with the Diomi. I suppose the Colossus can fight them, but that's only one of them, the Colossus. Right, so, and he's gonna have a bunch of them. So I don't really want to do that either. And also, taking on Tienan, I mean, just means that no one else gets it, right? So, seems like a good idea to me. But for now, we'll just get these thrones, this lake, probably. And then we'll have a look and see. As for how I would war him, I would probably do some sort of alpha strike with riders, and then keep my Colossus in reserve to Cloud Trapeze in on any kind of stack that I find. Yeah. So use these human troops to get the nearby forts or provinces, and then go deeper with Wind Riders, having a Colossus in reserve. And I would preferably like to have an Oriad with the water random for Foul Vapors as well. But I don't think we need that terribly. So it's kind of the same idea as in tanking Vanheim. It's just probably a lot easier and less risky, and a quicker fight. So in case we get attacked, we can kind of opt out or be done with this quickly. Whereas Vanheim would be a huge undertaking. So yeah, seems about reasonable. That's it for now. See you in the next one.